Jai Mahamaya Ki Jai. We'll go on with chapter 44, book 9, Srimad Devi Bhagavatam. Narayana said, O Narada, I will tell you now the excellent anecdote about Swadha, pleasing to the Pitras and enhancing the fruits of the Shraddha ceremony when foods are offered to the Pitras. Listen. Before the creation, the Creator created 7 Pitras. 4 out of them are with forms, and the other 3 are the nature of Teja, light. Seeing the beautiful and lovely forms of the Pitras, he made arrangements for their food in the form of Shraddhas and Tarpanas, funeral ceremonies and peace offerings. Shraddha solemn obsequies performed in honor of the manas or deceased ancestors. Taking bath, performing Shraddha ceremony and Tarpanam, peace offerings, worshipping the Devis, and doing sandhyas thrice a day are the daily duties of the Brahmanas. If any Brahmana does not perform daily the Shraddha Tarpanam worship and the reciting of the Vedas, he becomes devoid of fire like a snake without any poison. He who does not perform the devotional services of the Devi, who eats foods not offered to Sri Vishnu, who remains impure till death, is not entitled to do any karma whatsoever. Thus introducing the Shraddhas, etc., for the Pitras, Brahma went to his own abode. The Brahmanans went on doing the Shraddhas for the Pitras, but the Pitras could not enjoy them, and so they remained without food and were not satisfied. They all, being hungry and sad, went to the council of Brahma and informed him everything from beginning to end. Brahma then created out of his own mind one daughter, very beautiful, full of youth, and having a face lovely, as if equal to 100 moons. That woman was best in all respects, whether in form, beauty, qualities, or in learning. Her color was white like the white kampaka flower, and her body was adorned all over with jewel ornaments. This form was very pure, ready to grant boons, auspicious, and the part of Prakriti. Her face was beaming with smiles. Her teeth were very beautiful, and her body showed signs of Lakshmi. Her name was Svada. Her lotus feet were situated on 100 lotuses. She was the wife of the Pitras. Her face resembled that of a lotus, and her eyes looked like water lilies. She was born of the lotus-born Brahma. The grandfather Brahma made over that daughter of the nature of tusti, contentment, to the hands of the Pitras, and they were very satisfied. Brahma advised the Brahmanas privately that whenever they would offer anything to the Pitras, they should offer daily with the mantra Swadha, pronounced at the end. Since then, the Brahmanas are offering everything to the Pitras with the mantra Swadha, uttered in the end. Swadha is laudable when offerings are presented to the gods, and Swadha is commendable when offerings are made to the Pitras. Swaha is laudable when offerings are presented to the gods, and Swadha is commendable when offering made to the Pitras. But in both the cases, dakshina is essential. Without dakshina, sacrificial fee, all sacrifices are useless and worthless. The Pitris, Devatas, Brahmanans, the Munis, the Manus worshipped the peaceful Swadha and chanted hymns to her with great love. The Devas, Pitris, Brahmanas, all were pleased and felt their ends achieved when they got the boon from Swadha Devi. Thus I have told you everything about Swadha. It is pleasing to all. What more do you want to hear? Say, I will answer all your questions. Narada said, O thou, the best of the knowers of the Vedas, O Muni, I want now to hear the method of worship, the meditation, and the hymns of Swadha Devi. Kindly tell me all about this. Narayana said, You know everything about the all-auspicious Dhyan Srotas as stated in the Vedas. Then why do you ask me again? However, I will speak out this for the enhancement of knowledge. On the 13th day of the dark fortnight in autumn, when the Magha asterism is the moon, and on the Shraddha day, one should worship with care Swada Devi. Then one should perform Shraddha. If out of vanities a Brahmin performs Shraddha without first worshipping Swada Devi, then he will never get the fruits of Tarpanam or Shraddha. O Devi Swada, thou art the mind-born daughter of Brahma, always young and worshipped by the Pitris, that thou bestowest the fruits of Shraddha. So I meditate on thee. Thus meditating, the Brahmin is to pronounce the Mula Mantram and offer the Padyam on the Salagrim stone or in the auspicious earthen jar. This is the ruling of the Vedas. The mantra is Om Hrim Shrim Klim Swada Devyai Swaha. She should be worshipped with this mantra. After reciting hymns to the Devi, one is to bow down to Swada Devi. O son of Brahma, O best of Munis, O skilled in hearing, I now describe the stota which Brahma composed at the beginning of the bestowal of the desired fruits to mankind. Listen. Narayani said, the instant the mantra Swada is pronounced, men get at once the fruits of bathing in the holy places of pilgrimages. No trace of sin exists in him at that time. Rather, the religious merits of performing the Vajrapiya sacrifice accrue to him. Swada, Swada, thrice this word, if one calls to mind, one gets the fruits of the Shraddha, Tarpanam, and offering sacrifices. So much so, if one hears with devotion during the Shraddha's time the recitation of the hymn to Swada, one gets, no doubt, the fruit of Swada. If one recites the Swada mantra thrice every day, one gets an obedient, chaste wife, begetting sons. The following is the hymn stota to the Swada. O Devi Swada, thou art dear to the Pitris as their vital breaths, and thou art the lives of the Brahmanas. Thou art the presiding deity of Shraddha ceremonies, and bestowest the fruits thereof. O thou of good vows, thou art eternal, true, and the nature of religious merits. Thou appearest in creation and disappearest in dissolution. And thou appearing and disappearing go on forever. Thou art Om, thou art Svastri, thou art Nam Askara, thou art Svada, thou art Dakshina, thou art the various works as designated by the Vedas. These the Lord of the world have created for the success of actions. No sooner Brahma, seated in his assembly in the Brahmaloka, recited these stotas and remained silent than Swada Devi appeared there at once. When Brahma handed over the lotus-faced Swada Devi over to the hands of the Pitris, and they gladly took her to be to their own abodes, he who hears with devotion and attention this stota of Swada gets all sorts of rich fruits. They are desired, and the fruits of bathing in all the tirthas. Here ends the 44th chapter of the 9th book on the story of Swada Devi in the discourse between Narada and Narayana in the Srimad Devi Bhagavatam of 18,000 verses by Maharishi Veda Vyasa. Jai Mahamaya ki jai, Vishveshwari Mat ki jai, Bole Baba ki jai.